What's up, everyone, and welcome to the 47th episode of the Envision Gaming Podcast. I'm your host, Brad's Gaming. As always, I'm joined by Clownish Joe
Hello, everyone.
and Triple Bravo.
Howdy, folks.
I didn't prepare anything to throw you off this time. And
Yeah,
threw
I
myself
see
off.
that. Yeah, we're ready to jump in that quick.
You put me on the spot.
Yes, gotta keep up, man. So this week, speaking of not prepared, it's kind of us. We decided to go with 20 questions, the video game
Edition.
thing. Yeah, video game edition. That's what it is.
There you go.
So we had a topic, and then we realized we don't know much about the topic. So we then transitioned into this because it's a pretty fun game, and it's something that could be interactive for the audience as well. So maybe it'll be something that becomes a recurring theme. We'll see. Let us obviously know down below. Comments, Twitter, whatever your heart desires.
So, for
So
you people who aren't here, Twitch chat's welcome to play along. Not you
Yeah,
YouTube
Twitch-
people, though.
Yeah.
they're cool.
Bonus questions.
So
Twitch chat can play live. YouTube can't. We don't like you, YouTube.
how are we starting this thing? What do we? Who wants to go first? Is it
Well-
just like whoever?
It was Joe's idea, so he's going to go first.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
He can lead it out. Yeah.
So, video game 20 questions. I'm going to lay down some ground rules. A, no questions about the letter of the title because that's cheating. B, it's only yes or no questions. I'm able to answer with like maybe or sometimes as well. If it's
Mhm.
something that's, that's the only answer. If I don't have the answer to a question, it doesn't count as a question. And that's about it. I can't think of
Okay.
anything else. I'm sure we'll come along to
What do you-
things and run into hiccups.
If there's
What do
if
you
there's
mean if
something
you
that
don't have an answer?
So if I physically can't answer it, so like it's not even something I could look up or I just don't know. So like say, I don't know, say the game's Elder Scrolls Online and you ask me something about something really specific in the gameplay just to try to narrow it down. And I'm like, I don't know what's in that game. I don't.
Okay.
So doesn't count as a
Mhm.
question, doesn't count as an answer
Okay.
because I just can't answer it.
Okay.
But outside of that, let me get something to start counting questions. And you guys are good to go.
All right, Bravo. You want to go with the first question? You want to break the bad boy down?
I feel like we gotta get like a genre or something first. So
Or like an era?
was
I let you guys
was
know it's a game that I'm 100% sure you both know. And
Okay.
that's about it. Like I'm 100%.
it
I made
is
it semi-easy just because it's our first time.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
didn't
I
wanna,
think
like-
that's fair too, because like
I didn't want to get super spicy on you guys and pick something like super hidden in our brains. So
Yeah.
it's something that we're familiar with.
when we talked about this in Discord, I was like, just don't pick something like from like the Atari 2600 or something weird, obscure, because like there's not a prayer. I mean, I know like one game from Atari. It's not happening.
The
Yeah.
game's Asteroids.
is the game was the game released in the 2000s, like after 2000?
After 2000, yes.
Okay.
We want to narrow it to 2010 and after.
That's a different question, sir.
Yeah, I'm asking you.
I already asked
What
the
do you
question.
think, Bravo? Yeah,
Oh,
I'm bantering
like the
it
next
with
one?
you. What do you? We're a team here.
Bravo's like, I'm my own team.
Yeah,
I've
he's like,
got
I'm my own
10
team. You're-
questions.
I got 10.
I'm
I'm
gonna
getting this
get-
baby 10 questions.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, was it released in 2010 or later?
Yes.
All right, do we split it and go 20?
No. I think so. 2010 would be. So it's PS4 or later, like that era.
Mm.
Um,
So I could
well,
ask.
actually, technically, PS3 too. Because
So we could just ask
PS3
like not genre specific. Like you don't ask like, is it a shooter? You ask like, are there guns? Or
Yeah.
maybe you ask, is it a
maybe it's in like the
platformer?
first
Or
person. Is it? Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe 3D, 2D, something like. Because it could be like an indie game.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
guessing based on him saying that we know it. Hmm,
Okay,
I'm
so
thinking.
is my question right?
Yeah, yeah.
Is it a 3D game?
Yes.
All right, we're narrowing down the Rolodex.
Bro, it's like that
Does
eliminates 2 games from your list.
yeah, eliminated Cuphead.
Is it the Breath of the Wild?
All right, so is the game exclusive on a Nintendo platform?
No. Another thing I want to point out rule-wise, it's 20 questions and then you'll be able to guess like the last game if you use all 20. Otherwise, if
Okay.
you guess a game and you're wrong, it counts as a question.
Yeah. Okay, so it's
Hmm.
3D after 2010, and it's not a Nintendo exclusive. Doesn't mean it can't.
Yeah, it could be on
Could
the
still be
so
on Nintendo. So
yeah. So I was thinking, I'm like maybe he picked like Mario Odyssey or
yeah,
Breath of the
yeah.
Wild. He said something like that.
Uh,
Joe likes that stuff.
Trying to metagame me.
Big,
man,
he's a
lot
big
of
Zelda fan.
there's
Big Zelda fan.
a lot of genres out there, right?
You could say horror. Is it a spooky game?
Is that your question?
Okay. How about
It's
this?
Bravo's turn.
How about
I
this?
might do it.
Would you play this game with a controller?
Sometimes. It's like a yes
Okay.
and a no. Like,
Like if I just picked a random
Oh, yeah.
person that played this game, they would play it on a controller.
not always.
Okay. Like the bell curve, you know.
I would say that probably. That changes things a little bit.
Well, that means that it's PC and console.
That
I'm
was your fifth
thinking.
question, by the way.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
thinking maybe like a shooter. I'm thinking it's like an FPS game. Is this an FPS game?
No.
So I don't know why I was like thinking because you could use a mouse or a keyboard or a controller. Or I'm like that makes sense. 3D.
Well, it could still be a third-person shooter.
Yeah.
uh,
I was thinking like like Borderlands, Far Cry, stuff like that. Call of Duty.
let's see here.
It knocks out some pretty big games, I'd say.
Let's see. How do we get this? How do we get this super narrowed down?
Is it maybe gonna ask if it's like a part of a series?
Um, pretty doggone vague.
Yeah.
So it's a 3D PC basic, like it definitely is a PC game, but can also be console.
hmm
You asked if it was a shooter.
Yeah, FPS game.
Yeah, FPS. Uh,
You taking notes, Brad? Is that what you're doing?
I'm writing down what we just said, so
Oh, okay.
um,
Keep
so
yeah, I'm keeping track of the stuff we said because I'm an idiot, and I would definitely ask the same question again.
so yeah, is the game a shooter?
No.
No pew pew.
Not a shooter either.
Weo.
That was number 7.
All right, so I feel like we're kind of honing. Should we try to hone in on the genre a little bit more? What do you think about asking if it's got like RPG elements, or is that too vague? Because nowadays everything has RPG elements.
Yeah, I would just ask if it's like more of a direct question, you know? Because exactly, you're right. You know, it, a lot of stuff has RPG elements.
Yeah.
Don't want him to get away with a technicality.
Was this game originally released on the PS3, 360 era consoles?
No.
So that means it's more modern. I
Right.
honestly feel like that's easier because PS3, 360 would be kind of tough. Thinking about right now.
That's a massive library.
Yeah.
I feel
The
like,
pro-
side note, that's probably the largest library available in any console
It's
generation.
massive, my god.
Ex-
Because it
uh,
lived so long too.
yeah,
Mm,
there's probably more indie available for PS4, Xbox One era, so probably not. But like official releases, it's probably the largest.
is
Yeah.
this game on Steam?
Yes.
All right. It just
All
got a
right,
lot narrower.
we narrowed it
Never
down to
mind.
every game ever made.
Uh-huh.
What's a game that's exclusive on GOG or something? It's not that game. That one game you're thinking of, it's not that one.
It's not Diablo 1.
Okay.
Yep, not Diablo 1. We figured it out. Oof.
It's a
Except we
three.
figured that out when it was released later than 2010 also.
It's a
But,
3D game with no shooting after 2010, and it's on Steam.
Mm.
And that was the 9th question.
3D. Well, I'm thinking. I think that on Steam. Honestly, the fact that I feel like I'm drawing blanks because like I'm trying to think of things that are cross. I'm right now thinking about like a platformer for some reason, and I'm like, what platformers are there that are both that are well known for like us? I was like, maybe Ratchet and Clank, but that's not. Um, hmm.
I mean, we can narrow down. Uh,
If we ask if we use weapons and you or like if you kill stuff,
hmm.
because if it's like a that would knock out if it's a platformer. Um, what do you
Yeah.
do in this game? All right, yeah. What do you kill things in this game?
I don't believe so, but I'm not 100% certain. I'd say I'm like 95%.
So is that a
We
no
won't count
answer?
it as a. I'd say
He's
it's
gonna.
probably a no.
All right. Don't kill. Most likely. So it's probably like a puzzle game, platformer game, something like that. And platformer, even a lot of platformers. I mean, think of Mario. He's slaying Goombas left and right. Dude's a savage.
Mario's a
Mm-hmm.
serial killer, confirmed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
My brain's not liking me.
Is it? It's my turn, right? Let's
Yep.
see. Let's see here. Is the game a platformer?
Some would call it that, but that's not the main genre.
I love your answers.
I'm trying to be
Uh,
like the straight answer would be no, but
Like
I
if I found it on Steam, its description would say platformer, like one of the
no.
12 descriptions.
Well, if there's 12 descriptions, maybe, but the straight answer would be no.
Okay.
That's not what it's listed as.
No shooter, no platformer.
what if we ask, how do you like this, Bravo? Was it well received on Metacritic? You like that question?
I
Or
don't
something?
like it because I don't necessarily
Or
know.
well reviewed or something? Like,
I think a better question would maybe be, is it what's it called when it's like when the critics hate it but the public loves it, or like
I mean, there doesn't have to be a specific word for it if that's your question.
yeah.
right.
Well, I'm even thinking if that's like, because it might not even be helpful because I'm guessing the game's probably well liked because we're going
Ooh,
more
one.
on like easy mode.
Yeah, you could ask. You could ask if it's won awards, like if it's
Yeah, I like that.
yeah.
Has this game won any awards?
Uh,
Is that the wording? It's a good wording.
based. Can you be more specific with the question?
Should we do like main game awards? Like so like game of the year or best anything that would be in like the video game awards. So, like a main award title.
Yeah, I don't
No.
care if Reader's Digest said it was a 10 out of
Yeah.
10.
Yeah. So then the answer is no.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's not going to be one of the main games.
That was
How many
number 12.
questions though? All right.
That was what number?
12.
12. This is tougher than I thought.
It is.
I'm like, because, well, the problem is I feel
There's
like
a
I'm
lot of
thrown off
games.
completely. Yeah, I'm thrown off way too much.
Okay.
And a lot of the stuff I'm thinking of is like exclusives for some reason. Like I'm thinking of like Nintendo exclusives, PlayStation exclusives, stuff like that.
Have
Yeah, with Come
I
Across, it's not a Nintendo exclusive.
have I played this game?
As far as I know, no.
All right. I
We just cut out like 10 games.
I think
But if it was the flip, I would have been like, "Oh, here we go."
all right, I got
I'm guessing. There's only been a couple.
I've got a game for some reason in my mind right now.
No.
But
Don't guess it.
I don't think it's no, I'm not going to guess it obviously. I don't think it's that because I think this game was released originally on PS3. For some reason my mind's going to like Journey. Cuz it's on Steam, but it was originally released on PS3. That's the negative. So that kills that game.
You could ask.
Like that was
Oh, never mind.
But yeah, that's because you don't really just kind of like adventure around. It's not really a platformer. You don't kill anything. That would have been such a damn good game. Why couldn't have you chose Journey? I would have been like the biggest brain man in the world. All
So it's a 3D game, no shooter, no killing,
Yep.
no platformer. I think you should outright ask if this is a puzzle game.
Is it a puzzle game?
That wouldn't be the main genre, but there are puzzles.
What a
Fun.
lovely answer.
What kind of a game is this?
There's some
It's a
big genres
puzzle?
you haven't got through.
Puzzle and platforming elements,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't kill in it though. That part of it is what kills most games to me. Is like what don't you kill in?
Um, does this game have one main character that you play?
Yes. That's 15.
So
Well,
you like your
almost.
one main character, 3D. You don't kill anything. It's got some kind of puzzles sometimes.
It's not a shooter. It's not PS3 or 360 era
So like
on Steam.
Tomb Raider if nobody died.
So yeah, Tomb Raider if you were just hanging out.
So
It's Gears of War without the killing.
Oh, he's talking about a passive playthrough of Gears of War.
Um,
So
I just want to let you guys know I am. I feel like I'm doing just as well from the first question as I am right now at 15. So, thankfully we get a second shot. Bravo. Well, I do.
We all get a second shot.
Yeah, I know. Because right now this is.
what do you mean by a second shot?
We all are going to
you-
play it twice.
Yeah, we're gonna play twice.
Like
You got a
everyone
game.
will
I got a
guess
game.
twice.
Joe's got a game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
Alright. I don't feel like it's an RPG because
don't
it's that makes like no sense. What genre is this? Not an RPG.
Okay, so let's
Like a simulation game.
let's try to focus on the main character aspect, right? If we can narrow down the main character, I feel like we can really get some sauce going, okay? Because now we know that the player
Play as a specific person.
person.
So we could ask if it's you play as well. Here's the thing: it could not be a human. It could be play as a little chimpanzee or something. I mean,
Right, so that's a good question to ask. Is like, is the main character
a human.
human, or is the main character, I don't know.
Here's the thing: we've got 5 questions. Is that you think gonna give us the best chance to hone it in?
Okay, so you ask if the main character is
Best case scenario would be we go is it human? Yes. Is it male or female? Whatever one we then we find out which one it is, and then we can hone in on the specific character, I guess. But
so you ask if it's human, and then you ask, okay, like if the answer is no, you can ask, all right, is the main character like a living organism, right? And then you ask, well, I guess you're getting further.
The hell are we playing?
Decision tree.
Playing as Toast? Oh, we're playing
we're-
the Toast game.
We're
I am
playing
bread.
Pandemic.
Yeah. All right. Fine. Well, you want to go with that? You want to just go down that rabbit hole? You play as a human? You want to do that?
Go for it.
It's either going down that rabbit hole or trying to figure out, I guess, the genre, but we're so deep right now that
Yep.
we got to hone in something more specific.
Yep.
Like that cuts into a lot. I'll be honest, I don't even know, is this game even on console? Like, it's on Steam. We know that, and we know it was released in it wasn't on PS3, PS4. That doesn't mean that it was on PS4. It could just be a PC exclusive thing that I don't think we asked that, did we? We said it's not a Nintendo exclusive, and it's not.
Right. And I asked if you play it with a controller, and he said that you could.
Wait a minute. What if it's like Civilization?
That'd be a pretty shitty answer for the controller thing because it definitely is keyboard and mouse.
Well, something like that.
Like
right?
you probably
Like,
could play it on.
Is there something?
But that doesn't have a main character, right? Like.
Yeah.
Like it has a bunch of like main leaders, so it can't be Civilization because like you're not the same leader. You could pick from like 160 goofballs.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right.
So being that it's the same character, I feel like we don't have to ask if it's an RPG or not because you just hone down what this main character looks like, and you could probably figure it out from there.
When I think of single characters, I'm thinking of games like, God of War, Tomb Raider, Uncharted, or whatever, where there's like this defined character. And all of the games I'm thinking of, you kill things.
That's true. You don't
Everything.
kill stuff because I was thinking like
Okay,
Halo.
Mario kills things. Jack and Daxter, they kill things.
Yep.
Ratchet kills things. Like any platformer,
Does-
essentially, because you jump on things.
Yeah, like stuff like Crash Bandicoot, like clearly a
Yep.
platformer, clearly kills
So-
things.
Yeah, platformer with puzzle elements. I mean, all of them have puzzle elements. All of them,
Yeah.
but it's not a specific platformer. That's
Yeah,
wouldn't
I
be
was
a
gonna say
plat-
we clarified it's
Yeah.
not specific.
So-
platformer.
what the hell is the genre? That's the thing. Is it like
Yeah.
a racing game? It's clearly not. But what other genre would there be? Wonder if it's like a walking simulator. Got like platforming, but it's also what's something that we would know that we would 100% know? That's the thing. I'm getting like obscure here, and I'm like, he's 100% sure we would know it.
Right.
And it's a game you haven't played, so it must be a game I've played. That's
true.
my guess.
Well, we
'cause-
both might know about it. So you know.
Should we ask if I've played it?
Sure.
You think that would help?
Sure.
Is it a game I've played before?
Unless you haven't talked about it, no.
Okay.
But
I'm out.
99.
No, that's a fair bet. Like you haven't played it. Neither one of us have played it.
Yeah.
There's no killing involved. So stuff like Final Fantasy is out. No killing. Maybe I'm just an aggressive person, but I'm like, do games
I'm serious.
do games exist that don't kill
Well,
things?
The games that don't kill are, I would think, like, driving racing games.
Mhm.
I'm thinking of that game Journey, where it's just kind of like a walking around adventure game.
Okay, so
Puzzle games.
so
What
I
about-
can
oh,
so I can
What about
ask.
Portal? Well, that's first person. Crap.
So I can ask.
That was another good idea.
Well, why would that one? Why would that? That wouldn't fall out of the
Well, it was
category.
released before 2010 and was on 360 era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Portal 2.
Okay. All right. That would
Sure,
be
it's released for 360.
so.
World 3.
So here's my logic. I could ask if the main character is a human,
Yeah.
or I could ask if the main character is, like organic, like an organic life form, right? So like, human is like pretty cut and paste, right? Goes
Yep.
one way or the other. Organic means, you cut out like cars and stuff, but there's not very many games out there that are main
Say, if you ask
character
that, I feel
one
like it's gonna be yes, and we're pretty much in
Right.
the same exact spot.
main
Like,
character
we
is
have to take you got to take a gamble here and try to cut out as much as you can and get a yes. I would say that's the thing.
yeah. So
Basically, you got to try to kill like two birds with one stone. Be like, do you play as a male human or something like that, where it's just like bam, and then all right, or whatever. Because right now we have 4 questions left, right?
mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
So we're literally nowhere.
We're somewhere. We're somewhere. Okay.
Yeah, we're somewhere.
You guys aren't as far off as you think you are.
You doomer. Yeah. So
I'm way. I'll
So
tell you
should
right
I-
now,
should I be
I'm super far off?
should I be specific and say like male human, or should I just say human?
You do your heart's desire here, because
So we got 4 questions left. Me,
4
Yep,
questions.
and then
You.
you guess.
me, you. Big
Yeah.
big guess. So yeah, is the main character a human?
No.
Rip. Maybe not rip. Maybe it's not as bad as I think.
Yes.
Okay.
After 2010,
10.
3D, no killing, not a platformer.
That's the thing that's killing me the most. What does it kill? I have no idea. I can't think of any games that have no killing. Not anything right now.
Like I
That's
said
it.
before, I'm not 100% certain that there's no killing.
All right. Puzzle elements, not a puzzle game, also throws me off because I'm like, that's a huge. Puzzle games are huge for like not having killing.
I think that could be a pretty cheeky answer, though. Like, you could have.
Well, he said it wasn't like the main genre,
Right.
right?
So I looked up just to be certain that there's no killing. From what I'm reading, there's none.
Okay. Yeah. No killing. And he said puzzle elements, not puzzle game. Like that wouldn't be the main genre. So
And the main character is not a human.
it's probably some sort of an adventure game where you're walking around collecting stuff.
Don't be googling. No cheating here, boy. Talking to you, Brad. I seen you trying to sneak.
Why
Can
are
I
you
look
looking
up
at? Why are you looking at your
Can I-
crotch, smiling, huh? What?
Can I look? I'm not. My crotch is down here, anyways. Not over here.
My crotch is over there.
Crotch is down here.
It's in the.
Um. You kill people in fighting games?
Yeah.
I would consider fighting games killing people.
Okay. Like Street Fighter, you don't kill anybody, right? You just
Yeah,
gotta beat
you
them up.
knock them out, but I would consider that killing in a sense.
I know this
It's about a
is
strategy game. Does that make any sense?
This is
No. Puzzle elements in a strategy game?
One big question we could ask is if it's a multiplayer or not. Hone it down.
What if we say is it a single player game?
Um,
We got 3 questions left.
I think that would be the same thing, right? Just the opposite.
Kind of. Kind of.
Multiplayer would include co-op unless specifically stated otherwise.
Yeah. Wait, it's not puzzle. Okay. Wait. What about a game like Overcooked?
You play as different characters.
Damn it. I had it. I tried something. You play as a single character in this
Yep.
game.
Yep.
It's not. I got a question. Bravo.
Mm-hmm.
I think you play as a cat in this game.
That would be funny.
Do you think you play as a cat in this game? That doesn't.
Well, it's
Do you
not.
kill and stray?
It's not a human, right?
It's not. You play as a cat. You play as a specific cat. It's a game that we know. None of us have played it.
But I wouldn't know any of these finer details about it. But I could see.
Maybe you wouldn't know any finer details. I mean, it's a. What details would you know about any game we both haven't played?
Well, like if it's a famous game, I could probably tell you if it's got puzzles or not. I think Stray has some puzzle stuff in it.
It sounds to me it probably has all the stuff I'm thinking about, and it's on Steam. I play it keyboard and mouse.
Well, we know it's not
Pretty-
we know the main character's not a human. We
I
also
kind of like this. I think
we
that's
also
what it is.
don't know if the main
I'm
character.
going balls deep, Bravo.
All right, go for it, boss.
You play as a cat in this game?
Yes.
There you go.
We know the answer.
Did the game release within the last week?
Was Stray released in the last week? I don't
Wasn't it?
say the last month.
No, let me look it up before I ask, I guess.
What other games do you play as a cat? That's the question.
July 19th.
Man, good.
Yeah, so was the game released in the last 2 weeks?
Yes.
Okay.
Should the main character be named Coconut or Bigglesworth?
Should it?
It should, yeah. Should it be named?
Yes, it should, and that was question 20.
Yep. The game's Stray.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys beat around that bush for so long.
I'll be honest, I didn't even think about. I don't know why that. I don't even know how it came to my mind. I was just like, all of a sudden, I'm like,
I expected you guys to get it super quick.
I was like, wait a minute. We've been talking about this. We've been talking about it so much. It's a game that we wouldn't know, but we would know. All right, yeah, that makes total sense. All right, that was good.
Yeah,
I
like
don't
I
know
said,
how
I
the
wanted to
hell.
pick one that wasn't too crazy, but I guess the genre is only listed as adventure.
Well, what I think the hardest thing about it is you don't kill in the game.
Yeah, from
It's
what I'm
like-
reading, there's no killing. The cat could be killed, but it's just like an exploratory game with puzzles
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
platforming.
makes sense. All right. You want to go next, bro? You want me to? As in, using the game and
Yeah, I'll go next.
all right.
You keeping our notes, Brad?
Yeah, I got the notes down.
That was a good round. And I didn't think
Ma-
you guys were gonna come around to it once we hit like 17.
I was honestly like
He was
I was
real.
like, Joe.
He was a real doomer over there. He was. Oh, we failed. We were terrible.
I felt like we were at the exact same point as we were at question 1,
Nah.
as we were at question 15. I was like, there's no. I feel like I have no information. There's no game here.
Mhm.
So, and then I'm thinking of like different genres where I'm like, is it like a card game? Is it like a strategy game? And I'm like, well, there's no specific character in those games. So that makes more sense. But that was good. All right. Are you ready, Brahma? Or are you figuring
Oh, I'm ready.
you doing calculus or something? All right.
You want
My,
to go first? Or you want me to go first?
my turn.
I'll do the same question Bravo did. Is it released in 2000 or later?
Did Bravo die?
Yes.
Oh.
I thought I froze or something. I was like,
Okay,
Right.
did it release after 2010?
Yes. Good questions. Who came up with those? That's great.
So we want to eliminate the 360 era?
Uh, yeah, you might. Was this released originally on the PS3, 360, Wii era
No.
consoles? No.
Okay. Is this a only on consoles?
No. That's 5.
That was 4.
No, you just asked the 5th question.
Brad started.
Did you?
I asked 20, 2000s.
Oh,
He
okay.
asked
That's 4.
2010s.
We're on 5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Playing against us.
Does the game have? Is the game on the Switch?
Yes.
It's just on Switch.
5.
Do we want to find out if it's if it's not a platform specific, or it's not only on consoles, so it's on PC.
Yes, it's PC and Switch.
So what could we eliminate? It could be something big like Skyrim or The Witcher.
Yeah.
That
It
would be.
eliminates
Is the
Call of
game
Duty.
on my refrigerator?
It eliminates the Call of Duties. There's no Call of Duty on Switch. Do we want to find out if it's like an RPG?
Yeah, I mean that it's kind of broad nowadays, but
Well,
yeah,
I'm not asking about elements, like specifically, is it an RPG? Which would be
Yeah.
Witcher, Skyrim, that stuff.
yeah. I
Is the
think
game an
that's
RPG?
No.
Okay.
not an RPG.
So it also eliminates all of Nintendo's library because they're all specific. But it's on Switch. What are some big games? There's the Resident Evils.
Hmm.
What are some other big ones?
I feel like he might play into us because it's us.
It
It could be a horror game.
We could ask if there's some spooky in it.
Yeah, is this a spooky game?
No.
I'm gonna go on a hunch here. Is this game a roguelike?
Let me double check.
I don't know the difference between like and light, so is it like either one of them, I should say?
Some games really.
The game that came to mind that I'm asking for, Brad, is Hades.
Okay.
Because it kind of has that, like, not really a horror game, but kind of somewhat falls into it.
I can see that.
No.
Okay. So what the hell else is on Switch? Has so many games now.
Yeah, probably was a bad question.
I mean, at the same time, it was and wasn't, because, like, it came to Switch, but we know it's not a Nintendo exclusive. We could find out if it's. There's not any Switch games that only came to PC as well.
What about if the game won any awards?
Mm,
But it's not an
If-
RPG.
if it's a yes, it narrows it down a lot, but if it's a no, it
We're in the
doesn't
same
eliminate
spot,
like
basically.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Um.
We could try and find out where the developer's from, like if they're developed in Japan or something like that.
Yeah. Trying to think of anything else.
What else could there be?
How about the you play as a specific character thing? I kind of like that question.
Like as you play as a single character.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would probably make sense. That
You
would
play as a
also
single-
eliminate, like The Witcher, because you play as Ciri.
Yeah. Do you play as a single character in this game?
We also
Well, it's-
eliminated RPGs.
Yeah, we are. You're limited RPG, so
Are you asking me that?
yeah.
Yes.
We want to find out first or third person.
Yeah.
Do you play this game from a third person perspective, including like isometric?
No.
Okay, so it's first person. Game to Switch.
I'll switch
Doesn't have
first
spooky elements.
person.
Doesn't have spooky elements, so that eliminates Bioshock.
Is
You asked
Doom?
you asked if it was third person?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't want to screw you by saying no. So I'll just
Okay.
tell you that technically it is not third person.
Technically not third person. So it could be something that's 2D.
Mm-hmm. 2D game.
What are we on? Question number? That would have been what, 10?
10. Oh, you're halfway there. Take my hand.
So we could confirm it's 2D if we want to use a question for that. Because that would eliminate a lot.
Yeah, I mean, what game do
It
you
could be
think of right now?
Cuphead is the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay. But you could play as Mugman in that, can't you? And
Yes.
Chalice Girl.
Yeah, now you can. So that's a good point. Playing as a specific character 2D, not a roguelike. Not an RPG.
Platformer, maybe?
Not Nintendo
2D though?
exclusive.
Yeah. What about graphic style? Pixel art? Realistic or something?
If it's not technically third person, it has to be a 2D based game. Would be my
Yeah.
interpretation.
But it could still be like Switch. I feel like Bravo would pick like that Fist game. Just because
Oh god.
just because it's him.
Yeah, make you say it. Forged in Shadow
We
Torch.
could do the human route. Find out if it's human.
Yeah.
Because
You play as a human?
You are not a human.
Man, another cat game.
Wow.
Didn't you know there was so many cat
Oh,
games?
a curveball. It's Stray again.
Straight didn't come to Switch.
Hmm.
Game you don't play as a human. It's not a roguelike, so it's not Binding of Isaac.
Roguelike. Not horror, not
I'm starting to
RPG.
question if I even know that this game exists.
Here's we could do the thing we could do no,
What if it's a Pokemon game? Pokemon only came to
Pokemon's only on Nintendo.
Nintendo.
I was gonna say we could ask a question like, have either one of us played it? And see if either one of us have. But then if it's yes, then we have to find out if both of us have or not or something. I don't know.
You're not a human.
I'm a human.
2T.
So you could be like a robot or something. You could be an animal. Could be a glove. A glover. But that came out way later. Or earlier.
It released after 2010.
2010.
We eliminated the
PC
360 era, right?
Yep. So it could be on PS4, could be on PS5, could be on Xbox One,
Yeah.
all that. But I don't feel like finding that stuff out would really help.
It's no Nintendo games. What is?
What about like a indie game? Asking if that's like if it's like an indie game.
I'm trying to think. We can find out if this is a game Bravo has played. What if it's the Nickelodeon fighting game?
But you play as a single character. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't ask if you played as a single character.
I did.
You said, do you play as the same character?
So that puts Cuphead back on the board.
Yeah. All right. Is the game 2D?
Yeah. Also, it wasn't your turn, but
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. It was. Bravo's got it all messed up over here with his keeping track.
what was your last question, Joe?
you-
I don't remember.
It's because it was your turn. But okay.
I don't think it was.
What
All right.
number are we on?
That was 12.
I thought that was 13. On my list, I put that as 13.
Okay.
So I think we're good. I think I asked the human question. Or yeah.
Yeah,
I asked
no,
the human
because
question.
because 10 was when we were at the single character thing, and then 11 was are you human or not, and then I just asked 2D.
Okay, so that was 12 then.
Yeah.
No, I'm playing against us. Okay.
Okay.
Do you play as a animal?
No.
Oh, man.
So that was 13.
You should find out if this game has co-op or multiplayer in general.
Yeah, does the game have multiplayer?
Yes.
Is
Could
this
ask if
game's art style considered like retro art style based off of like old art?
Yes.
Could ask if it's
15.
difficult.
Do you play as a cup?
Brad?
I'm gonna say, is the game known to be difficult?
Yes.
All
Do you
right.
play as a cup or a mug?
Yes. 17.
Let's
All right,
finish
it's
it up.
Cuphead.
Let's get our record here. So
Yeah,
that's
Cuphead.
17.
It is Cuphead.
Yay!
Woo.
17.
I was about to change it because before we started Joe's game,
You guys mentioned Cuphead.
Brad mentioned Cuphead, and I was like, did he see my screen? What's going on here? What's this guy doing?
We definitely gotta shore our answers up on the do you only play as a single character?
Yeah.
Because once you pick a character in Cuphead, you're locked to it. You can't switch from Cuphead to Mugman in a single playthrough. That was a good one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're
Brad,
2 for 2.
Brad, have you played Cuphead?
I have.
Okay. Because I wouldn't have known. that.
I want to pick it up on. So I have it on Steam actually, and I kind of want it on PlayStation because I'm very weird. I don't like playing games with a controller on PC.
Well, you should just play through it with me on Steam.
Yeah, I'm very bad at it too, though.
That's okay.
Like
I'm not great at it.
atrociously bad.
That's okay. All right,
Not
Brad,
surprising. It's not surprising.
give it to us. Let me try and beat our record again.
All right.
All right. We want to start with the years, Bravo, or are we going somewhere else?
Whoever wants to go first.
All right. Is it Resident Evil? I'm kidding.
Yes.
Record number 1.
Record.
So
That's the end of the.
I say we try to skip the line, even though the one person that would want to not skip the line is with Brad, and ask if it's a 2010 or newer game, right? And then, because he's going to be like, no. And then you're like, 2000, no. 1980. No.
It's a 78. It's Pong.
Everybody knows it.
Um. So I'm just gonna risk it for the biscuit and try to save us. I mean, the positive side is if it's not, and then you go to 2000, you've got a pretty narrow window. So, anyways,
Yeah.
is the game released after 2010?
No.
I knew it. I knew this.
Game released
son of a
after
gun.
2000.
Yes.
Okay.
Boom. We use our next
Alright.
8 questions to narrow it down to the exact year,
Okay.
and then.
Mm-hmm.
So we could be able to narrow it down to like 3 more questions if we wanted to do that, but that doesn't help me that much. So 2000s is weird because we still have technically the PS1 and N64, and we also have up to the 360.
like right at the edge of PS4 or 360.
Yeah.
No,
Two
PS4
two
was after
thousands.
2010.
2000s or something, huh?
Yeah, 2000s are tough. Okay, so let's. Is it my question or Bravo's?
I
does it
went.
matter?
You
You
went.
just asked.
I go.
So it
So we could
was-
start narrowing down like
Yeah.
generation, or we could narrow down if it was on PC.
Well, I mean, man, like if it was on. So I think a good question would be: is it a console exclusive? Because, and that might actually be. You might as well just ask like, is it exclusive? Was it exclusive to one console when it released? And then,
Fair question.
yeah. So was the game exclusive to the PlayStation on release?
Throw a curveball at the end of that. No, it's not.
Okay, so that eliminates the first 3 Silent Hills. That eliminates. I don't know if that eliminates Resident Evil. No, because Resident Evil. Did this game release on the PS2 original Xbox GameCube era?
Hold on. Let me check that.
Oh god, we stumped him already. With 4 questions in.
No, I was almost certain that was this.
He's lied to us
Dun,
somewhere
dun,
along the
dun,
line.
dun.
I did because I was almost certain that it was released at a different point. Okay, we're gonna back up. You get one more question because it was released.
After
Damn it! All right,
2010?
yeah, it was.
After 2010.
Yeah, but the thing is, me saying that makes it pretty obvious. I feel like it answers a lot of things.
So it was released after 2010.
Yeah.
Sorry, your cat.
Okay, so let me change my question in that case.
I'll leave it the same. Whatever. We'll figure it out. You guys will figure it
Did this game release on the 360, PS3, Wii era console?
Yes. Oh, I should. So, what was.
If we're getting an extra question, that was 3. If not, that was 4. I don't think we need the extra question, so we'll just count it as 4.
Fine. We'll just count as 4. Because I technically helped you by saying that.
Oh, I
Pretty
mean,
We'll see.
we can find out if it's a spooky game.
Like, is it a horror game, Brad?
Mm,
And let's be specific. Like, we'll just keep it like if the tag would have it as the thing, right?
Like so say
Is
if
this
we
game
went.
a straight horror game? Now, does it have horror elements?
Okay.
Is it
No.
okay?
It is not a horror game.
But it has horror elements. Okay, so it's Brad. It has horror elements. It wasn't PlayStation exclusive. We found out, right? On release.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Have we determined this game's not on PC yet?
No.
Is this game on PC?
Yes. So that's number 6, right?
Okay, it's not on. It is on PC. It's not a PlayStation exclusive. That's 4 elements.
Is this game a multiplayer game?
I'm how do I word it?
Multiplayer
Uh,
includes co-op.
Right, like
I will say yes.
I don't like that answer. Like you can't include mods or something to like
No.
like
I'm gonna say yes.
Skyrim.
Is this game part of a series?
Yes.
Bro, Diablo 3 is on my radar.
But why would you pause for so long if it was that kind of multiplayer,
Because Brad doesn't play multiplayer.
That's shitty. Are people multiplayer? Nah. Yeah, it's your question, right?
No, I just asked if it's part of a series, which it is.
Okay. But surely Diablo would be like horror, right?
Not really. Diablo 3 is not really horror. It's not considered horror.
All right, fair enough. Well, okay, in that case, then a person can ask if the game is a what is the phrase, like a looter.
It's an action RPG, is like the genre.
Yeah, so that's super specific.
But we could ask if it's an RPG. Broaden it a little bit.
Is the game an RPG?
Yes.
Okay.
So you're at 8. No, 5, 6.
That was 9.
9, 9, 9.
Was the
9?
game developed in America?
No.
Well, I don't know. If I don't know
Blizzard
where.
is American.
Yeah, but if this is Diablo, Brad be like, actually, is made by a Taiwanese company that was exported labor for Blizzard Entertainment.
RPG that has some horror.
And
Now I'm
it's
not sure
sorta,
that-
kinda multiplayer. So whatever that means. He said it was on PC.
Yes.
Your cat is just like, no, bro. What are you doing? Little fluff ball.
Yeah, he's a furball.
So like for a moment I was like, oh, it could be Pokemon, but that's
Okay. I don't want this to count as a question, but just clarifying, we're not counting emulators as being on PC, correct?
No.
Okay. Now I'm
I think he's
questioning
hungry.
what other RPG is cross-platform for PC?
What about Destiny?
I don't even know if Brad knows what Destiny is.
Gotta give you a little
Destiny is
credit.
Most definitely multiplayer.
I think
Hey, and for
RPG.
certain, I said yes, just to clarify that.
Yeah, but
You have to
actually,
think about it.
actually, is Actually, he wouldn't have said that because if it was Destiny, it would have been immediately yes, it's a multiplayer.
Destiny is also not an RPG; it's an MMO.
Right.
Well, I guess that technically
It's
fits
a
under RPG.
MMO RPG. Yeah, it's not Destiny. It's not Destiny.
Yeah, it's not Destiny. We can find out if this is 800 by 600 as an GPU. Maybe with a fresh coat of paint over it.
How do you, we should just ask if it's whose turn is it?
Yours.
Uh
We can find out it wasn't developed in America.
Not.
So that still could be Europe, Canada, Japan. That doesn't. That should have been more specific.
Not in America. It's an RPG.
Activision Blizzard is American. Or at least it could be The Witcher.
Do you play? Well, is the how do you clarify that better than what we have been doing? Like,
Are you asking if you play only as a single person
yeah,
or character? Just make sure you say only. Can you only play as a single character?
Can
That
you
eliminates-
only play as a single character?
Yes.
So not Diablo.
Not The Witcher because you play as Ciri.
Well, wait. So
No, because that's
wanna-
kinda, like you could.
I
like,
want to go back though, because didn't you say that? Just going back to the Diablo thing.
Can you only play as a single character is different than do you only play a single character? So you don't have an option.
like Jak and Daxter, even though there is a very, very small amount of missions that
But what you're
play as
saying is
Daxter,
like, okay, okay.
like you
You
always
only-
play as Jak. But if you were to play Diablo 2, I
pick a
have the
different
selection of
Yeah.
I
5
gotcha. All right.
characters.
I also have been counting questions, so I don't know. Was that 11? Was that 13? Was that 15? 17?
That was Bravo just asked that, right? That was
Yeah.
11 if so.
Okay.
But give me one more second to think about that.
How we ask the question is, can you only play as a single character? So in Call of Duty, you play as one character and you do not get an option of who you play.
I'm still going to say yes.
Yeah. I guess a better way to ask, this is meta, like this does not count. A better way to ask that is, do you have a choice of what character you play?
Yeah, that's fair.
Because
I would
like
say
in,
it's
like in,
kind of
yeah.
it's kind of an ugly question, though. It's not the best question. Because it could definitely be interpreted in different ways.
And we
But-
did confirm this is on PC after 2010. It's an RPG. What the hell is this? Brad doesn't know many big RPGs.
RPG after 2010, and you can only play as
You know
one
all the
character.
RPGs, right, Joe?
No, you don't.
RPG after 2010, you can only play as one character.
Is this game available on Switch?
Yes.
And it has multiplayer capabilities.
Yep.
So if it wasn't for the multiplayer thing, I'd be like Skyrim. But Skyrim doesn't have multiplayer.
The Witcher does
That's
have multiplayer.
12.
So then you've got... You can only play as one character. RPG.
Card games don't fall under RPG, right?
Well, I didn't hear you. What was that?
I'm more talking to Bravo, just
Oh.
stating that card games don't fall under RPG.
You're doing what I did. Is get meta.
I know.
You do only get to play as one character because you're the only character.
I'm the
Yeah.
character.
I'm the main character. No,
It's
because
not even a game at all.
no, because Hearthstone is definitely multiplayer, so he would have just answered right
Yeah,
out the
yeah,
back. Boom! It
Card games
definitely
have to be
is.
multiplayer.
Yeah. So you're talking, sorta, kinda multiplayer. That's
Not developed in America, so that eliminates Activision and Blizzard.
after
don't-
2010.
Tough being on that side, isn't it?
Is Bethesda
Card-
American based?
I believe so. RPG. One caricature.
We can find out if we have played this game.
True.
Has some form of horror elements.
It
It could still be Diablo because once you pick your class, you don't get to switch. But no, it can't be Diablo because it's made in America.
and it's definitely multiplayer.
Yeah.
It can't be MMOs.
We can
It,
find out if this game was made in Japan. It's available on PC. I've never seen Brad play anything close to an RPG on PC.
Oh man.
Bro, we'll find out if either of us have played this game. I think that's a good route.
have I played this game?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, Bravo. List off your 8 games you've played in history.
After 2010.
Well, it came out before 2010. It's not on consoles. It's not on Switch.
Did we confirm it was on the Switch?
Yes.
Okay. So
It could still be The Witcher. The Witcher was made in Poland.
yeah, it could be The Witcher. I've played The Witcher. I've played Skyrim.
Yeah,
but Skyrim is single player. Witcher is single player.
The Witcher is single player. ESO. But
ESO is definitely multiplayer.
I'm horrible at this game because I laugh at everything you guys talk about. I just think it's kind of funny. I feel like I need to like have like that straight face, but I don't think it's giving anything away, but I just think it's hilarious listening to you guys banter back and forth.
I think if you minimize the Discord, your webcam would stop working and it'd just freeze. So you could just.
No, I mean I don't think I'm giving anything away by laughing at stuff because I just it's more of just listening to you guys go back and forth about everything and bash. I mean, we were just doing it obviously
RPGs on
for
Switch.
Joe's. I'm surprised Joe didn't crack up when we were talking about all the dumb stuff when we were trying to figure out Stray.
I was like actively holding it in. RPGs on Switch. RPGs on Switch. And
I think you should ask
first
if it
two-
was made in Japan.
okay, was this game developed in Japan?
Coco, was it? Yes. It
A
was.
JRPG.
That brings me to Final Fantasy 2007. But that's after 2010.
I have not played any Final Fantasy games. And that is a very well-known fact in this group.
Yes.
So that don't count.
There's no way Bethesda's Japanese.
Released after 2010. A JRPG that I have played after 2010?
It also came to PC, so it eliminates like Mario and Paper Mario. It eliminates all of Nintendo's catalog. So let's think. Capcom RPG. Resident Evils definitely aren't considered RPGs. It's not the Muppets, because that came out in like 96.
It's not Legends of Dragoon because it's too old.
So we're on question 14. We're on 15 now. Big Dev's Japanese, Konami. It's not on Switch.
Is Bravo asking this question or you?
Bravo is.
Okay. all right.
But I'm just talking out loud. Thinking out loud.
Would
Capcom, Square Enix.
Excuse me.
Who else do we got over there? Nintendo. And
What about like the
it's
Dark
It's
Souls
Dark-
and stuff?
Yeah. Ask if it was. It has 4 elements. It has multiplayer. It's on Switch. It's Dark
Yeah.
Souls Remastered is on Switch.
Yeah, so you
It released in 2011. It would have released on the 360 PS3.
yeah. Who's the dev for From Software?
But yeah, From Software is a dev.
Is the
publisher of
developer From Software?
Yes.
Oh,
Is this-
hold
is
on.
this
He's
game
trying to
a
throw us a curveball. This is
Tower.
Armored Core. Armored Core
Okay, so-
37.
That's 15. Was this a remaster?
No.
So it's not 3. But that's the only one that's come to Switch. Elden Ring didn't come to Switch. Sekiro didn't. Bloodborne didn't. 2
Well,
and 3 haven't. The game that we're referencing is not a remaster. So it's the original Dark Souls. Because Demon Souls didn't come. That's the only FromSoft game that's come to Switch. We could find out if it's the first in a series. No, because it wouldn't be, because technically Demon Souls would be.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure which ones are on the Switch or not. So.
It's only Dark Souls 1.
Well,
We could find out if this game had a remaster just to confirm.
Yeah, it's your question.
It's yours, actually. I just asked if it was a remaster.
Oh, well, how is that not the same thing?
Because Dark Souls Remastered could technically be considered separate from Dark Souls.
But only one of them is on the Switch, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't necessarily mean that this is the game's available on. It's a fuzzy area, but there's no other FromSoft game on Switch that I could think of off the top of my head.
Yes. Do we only get one guess? Is that what the thing is?
yeah, once you guess the game, at least that's how
Yeah, that's how
it is.
IGN
But
So we just want to use our remaining questions to verify.
Yeah.
So the question is, Joe. The question is this the
No,
original?
Did this game get remastered?
Oh yes. Did this game get remastered?
yes.
Still unclear. Not.
Do you play as a cat? Okay. Does this game feature the final boss of Gwyn?
Yes.
Okay. Still unclear. Might be Mario Kart.
Well, you're on
You gotta
question
narrow
7.
it
Game.
home.
Well, isn't it? There,
It
it
is.
can only be DS1,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
So, is the game Dark Souls 1?
Yes. Bam.
The only modern RPG Brad has ever played. The Soul series.
He almost got
was-
me with the JRPG.
Well, you guys were like dancing around some stuff, and then once you landed on the Japanese part, I'm like, oh, they threw themselves real into a pickle right now. They get it's a JRPG.
Well, once I
What?
started like narrowing it down, there's no new Final Fantasies aren't on Switch. Only 7, original 7, and old ones.
Mhm.
And I know Bravo hasn't played them. After that, I was sitting there like, that's pretty much. I don't think you would know much more from Square. I know Bravo wouldn't know much more from Square. Capcom doesn't have any real RPGs that I could think of. And obviously it wasn't Nintendo if it's on PC. And that's
Yeah, I felt like so the toughest part for the game itself is when you ask like the questions of like even the multiplayer part, right?
yeah.
It's like
The answer is yes.
yes, it does, but it's
Most
like
yeah.
98% of people probably play it single player only.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, do you consider that multiplayer? It's not like you just like it's not like I could just join your game, super easily or anything.
Yeah.
So
No, it's a good
like
one
that.
because like you can just answer honestly, yeah, it's multiplayer. But we're gonna start thinking like, Destiny, ESO, crazy things, and you're like,
I don't know,
it's
technically.
I guess it's hard. I guess it's hard when you're thinking about it and you're like, is it? I don't think it is. Yes, it's better if you could just straight to the point,
Yeah.
straight
when you don't
faced
have to
answer.
think.
Yeah. And what threw me off was for some reason I thought this game was released in 2009, but that was Demon Souls.
Yes. Dark Souls
So
is what, 2011?
yeah, so that's what killed me.
Yeah.
And then I was like, as soon as you're like, oh, well, it could be a PS1, PS2, PS3, all this stuff. I'm like, yeah. and
got
then
him.
and then you land there, and then I'm like, damn, I just killed myself because now you guys know it's an early 2000s game.
Yeah. I knew, like, I registered that whenever you corrected it, and then I just completely moved past it.
Yeah, but that was good. I think
I
we
thought
should
it was a ton of
definitely.
fun.
I think we
Yeah.
should do that as a recurring thing. I don't know how or whatever.
All right, I got another one. Go.
You
I'll
want
give you
to
a
read
hint.
it?
I'll give you a hint. It released before 2000.
Before 2000.
I think. Let me double check. It's a bonus round.
All right.
Okay, it didn't release before 2000. It released in 2000. There's your
Diablo 2.
No.
Is it
Well, we lost.
is it a Nintendo 64 game?
No.
Just ask all the
It-
consoles, bro.
Wait, so it released exactly in 2000?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We're at 2 questions.
PlayStation 1.
Yes.
Do you play as a chicken?
Yes.
Is the main character a loving father figure?
Yes.
Would he
You
go
got
to
neck
the
for days.
Would he go
Yes.
to alternate realities to save his children?
Yes.
Oh boy.
You guys are cold as ice.
I don't know.
Is his name Mortissimus L. Johnson.
That's what I should name
chicken.
my child. Oh man,
No, his name is Mortimer.
I'm gonna lock it
That's
in.
what it is, Mortimer.
Is the game Stray? Oh man,
That was gonna be the game I picked.
Yeah.
For my
it was gonna be.
quiz.
See, I was thinking about that. I'm like, all right, there was a couple things I was thinking about picking, and I ended up choosing that because I was like, all right, it's a pretty guaranteed. Like you guys know it, at
Yeah.
least. I feel like you guys chose better games in the sense of like it was difficult, but we do know of it. Joe had
No.
like the ultimate game, honestly. I feel like that was
We were literally
That was
talking
the-
about it in the pre-show, and I was like, "These guys are just gonna rock this one."
yeah, it was like I feel like that was the most big brain play you could have is picking
No, I
the
think
game that
Like
Yeah.
the hottest game on the market.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
what
think
we've
you're
been-
selling yourself short, Brad. I think
No, Dark Souls was good.
yeah, because like a person could easily be led astray by JRPG,
Yep.
technically multiplayer. Like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely do that again. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll do it again, but hopefully sooner than later because that was pretty darn fun.
Yeah, I had a ton of fun doing that.
Yeah.
Both sides of it is fun.
Oh,
yeah.
Especially when
Yeah,
you're the
seriously.
like question asker, it's hilarious. watching
Yeah,
people
but
struggle.
we gotta like
Oh my
we gotta
gosh, it's
tune up the
brutal.
difficulty where like we try to find like games that like Dark Souls is like technically but like
tune up the
just
difficulty.
answer yes or no
Yeah, I
yes or
mean-
no questions, right? Like, is it a multiplayer? Yep.
Put it this way, tune up difficult. We're like, all right, make it to where something we all definitely know. I chose one of the most like
Talked
well-known
about
games for us,
franchises for us
Yeah.
three.
and it's like I feel like it was still pretty hard. And on
Mhm.
top of that, I feel like I gave you guys a pretty decent hit. Being like,
You did, but
yeah.
like I said, it went.
didn't register. It clearly didn't register. I was gonna change it and go to my second game and have you guys start over, but we'll do that for next time.
Yeah,
Second game.
I definitely
So.
think we should come back to this quite a bit more.
I agree.
Yeah. We could
Or-
do.
Go ahead.
Who knows what we'll do? I mean, right now we don't have anything lined up, but it's something we could probably do like quite often, every other week or something. Every other week, or
I mean-
you know what I mean? Every other podcast.
Like I said,
Something.
whenever I mentioned it to you guys, it could easily be something we just do as a short, and we could even record a handful of them at once, and then just chop them out.
True. Yeah, I like it. It was real fun. So
Oh shizzle.
you definitely will be seeing more of 20 questions. That's for sure.
I wonder. This is just a really crappy observation, but I wonder how it is to view. Like just answer the question. Just
Oh, it's
Just
really
ask
fun. If you wanna view it, I hate shouting out IGN, but their Game Scoop, they do it at the end of every episode, and you could literally go to IGN Games on YouTube, and they have a playlist full of them. I listen to every single one.
yucky.
Oh yeah, they're. I haven't listened to the most recent one, but that's usually my favorite part of the podcast. I'm like,
yeah, I literally
listening
started
to it-
listening to Game Scoop just so I could get to the 20 questions for it.
yeah,
Wow.
that's why when we started the podcast, I kept saying like, Game Scoop is kind of what I want. Like, I don't love the podcast, but like I like the structure of it. I feel like it's a well-made podcast.
Mm.
Yeah,
It's just-
they do some weird cuts, but yeah, I agree.
And they just absolutely love Breath of the Wild so much. Oh, God, I love it.
Yeah, all right, gang. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching. This was a fun episode for us. You can shout at us at Twitter at envision_org. Like and subscribe on the YouTube. Or if you're here on Twitch, drop that follow button. We are almost affiliated, so that's fun. And we will catch you next time.